Hey guys, it's Loves to Loom here. Today I'm going to show you how to create my center stitch bracelet. This bracelet's my own original design. Actually, it's based off of my original Scaly FIsh design. They don't look alike at all, but that is how I came up with the stitching for this design. And it is reversible. So here is this side. I like how it has like the fishtails on the sides, the little frills coming out here, and then the middle has that little stitch look. So I really like it. You can flip it over, and it has a completely different look on this side. So I really like that as well. It's kind of hard to see with me using white in the middle, but it definitely looks good with more than one color. But you can wear it either side that you'd like. It takes approximately 160 bands to make, depending on your wrist size. And without wasting your time any further, let's go ahead and get started. To make this bracelet, you need one loom, one C-clip, and your hook. I'm going to be working with 7 pins for this tutorial, which would be these 3 here in the front, and then these 4 in the back. I did remove the back bar pin, but you don't have to. I'm going to use white and jelly for my outside bands, which will always be placed here, and that will be like the border. And then for my centers, I will be using turquoise and pink, which we will be working in triangle patterns. So to get started, the first layer is going to be a little different. We're going to add a cap band onto the right and left side. So add a cap band here, skip one in the middle, and add a cap band on to your left side. And sorry about my hand getting in the way for a moment. Okay, so we have a regular cap band on the front, 2 outside pegs, and we need to twist them on like an infinity sign on, or a figure 8 onto the back side. So just grab your hook, grab the entire cap band, and you're just going to pull it back like you're going to place it on, but go to the side and then just twist it over so that it gives that cross effect, and do the same on the left side. Just pull it back and then twist it on. It doesn't matter which way you twist it on, as long as it makes that cross or figure 8. Now that we've done that, we're going to lay our middle bands. For this time only, we are going to lay them at the same time. Going forward, we will do one at a time. So we're going to lay this in the shape of a triangle, but this first time we actually need them to be twisted, and I'm going to fix that focus. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. So just lay it straight on like so. Grabbing the back or front part of this band here with your hook, you're going to stretch it, pulling it back to the left, and then twisting that on as well like that. Making it have that twist effect on all 3 pins. We need to do the same to the right side, so lay it straight across in the front. Grabbing this band with your hook, go to the left, and put it on like so. Push your bands down, and we can go ahead and add on our next layer. Now we're going to be doing this in increments because we will lay our outside bands at the same time, loop them, and then we'll lay our left triangle and loop it, and then we'll lay our right triangle and loop it, and that's how the entire bracelet will go. So I'm laying my outside bands for my border. And now that we have 3 bands in the front, we do need to do a hooking step. So the bottom band's double capped, so there are 2 bands there, so grab them both and bring them up and over. Do the same on the left side. And then on this middle one, there's 1 band, well there's 2 bands total. You want to grab the bottom band and bring it over. And by there only being 1 band is what creates that stitch look on the bracelet. The back side right now, we don't want to do anything yet because there's not enough bands. We need 3 before we loop those. So we're now going to go into our next layer. Since we just added our border band, we are now going to add on our triangle band. So I'm going to switch to pink. And like I said, we're going to always lay one at a time. So I'm going to lay the left triangle first. Just go around all 3 pins. We're going to loop all 3. So grab the bottom band. Doesn't matter really where you start. Grab the bottom band on each pin and just loop it up and over. Only on these 3 though. Now you're going to lay your next triangle right next to it. And we're going to loop that one, grabbing the bottom band on each one of those 3 pins and bring it over. Push that down, and now we're going to add on our border band again. So I'm alternating my border colors. If you're only using one color, it would probably be easier. But now it's time for me to add my white. And now we need to loop those pins that we just attached our band to. So, just the outside pins. We're going to grab that very bottom band, looping up and over. Same on the right side. And now coming around to the back. There are now 3 bands, but remember that very bottom layer is double looped. So make sure you're grabbing that double band, looping it up and over, and the same on the right side. Like so. And I know I have clear, it's a little hard to see, sorry. Push it down, and we're going to add on our center bands. So going back to turquoise, laying my left triangle, and now loop the bottom band up and over. Make sure you do that on all 3 pins. And now you can lay your right triangle and loop the bottom bands on those 3 pins. Alrighty, so now I'm going back to my outside pins. Stretching one clear to the right and one to the left. And once again, we're just going to grab that bottom band, bringing it up and over on the front 2 outside pins, and then grab the bottom band on the back ones as well. So from this point going forward, every time you lay a band, whatever pins those bands are connected to are the pins that you will be bringing the bottom band up and over on. This is twisted, that's why. You always want to make sure your bands are laying right so you don't get confused. My clear should be on top. Okay, so now I'm going back to pink for my center, starting on the left, and bringing the bottom band up and over on those 3. If you ever forget if you should be laying your border or your middle for some reason, just look at the front 2 pins. As you can see, I have a color there, so that immediately lets me know that the next color should be whatever color I'm using on my outside bands. So I'm going back to white for my border. And looping up the bottom band. Make sure you do the backs, grabbing the bottom band. And now we're going to start doing the centers again, starting on the left. Lay your triangle, loop up the bottom bands. So I have to admit that this design, in my opinion, I mean, I know you have a couple of steps to go through, but I think it's super easy. You're literally doing the same thing over and over. So once you get the pattern down of laying the outside bands, triangle, triangle, you know that all you need to do every time you lay those bands is just bring the bottom band up and over. There's nothing else to do, and I just think it is super easy. And quite honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, I was kind of bored making it. So hopefully it's not too bad for you guys. But I do have to admit that. I just felt like it was so boring. But I think the bracelet's cute, so I want to show you guys. So I'm going to do this like 2 more times. I think it's definitely easy enough to pick up one rather quickly. And for the last time, lay my triangles starting on the left. You always want to start on the same side when laying your triangle. Okay, so the bracelet's just going to grow right down in between your pins here. As it grows out, you can certainly give it a pull just to get a true gauge on how long it is. I'm going to go finish the length of my bracelet, and then I'll come back and show you how to close it up. Feel free to rewind if you have any problems, and I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so I did finish up the length of my bracelet. So to get it closed up, you just want to make sure that our looms look the same. Basically, after the last looping step, you should have... Oh, and the last step that you want to have looped would be your outside border band. So make sure that is the top layer. As you can see, it's my white, so that means I laid that last. So you should be left with 2 bands on the outside band pins, and the 2 bands on the back ones, and then 1 on the inner 3. So to get started with closing, we want to bring the bottom layer up and over on all the ones that have 2 bands. So I'm just going to start on my left and bring that up, and then on my right, bring that bottom up and over. Then on the back side, mine's clear, so it's a little hard to see, but I'm going to bring that up and do that on the back left. So there should have been 4 pins that you should have been bringing the bottoms up on. And now we are going to bring these 2 back ones into the center here. Doesn't matter which side you grab first. I'm just going to grab the right, bring it into the middle, and grab the left and bring that into the middle, like so. And then there's 3 bands total, so grab that bottom band and bring it up and over, leaving 2 bands on that pin. So now we need to bring these 2 together. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the front 2 to the back, but then we're going to bring them forward. So grabbing the bottom, or grabbing the band on the bottom right, bring it up and add it over here, and do the same to the left side, adding it to that back one. And now, just for the sake of it being easier, I want to transfer these to the front. So just carefully hold on to your bracelet, grabbing the 2 bands, remove it from the pin, bring it to the forward pin, and reattach. Be very careful not to lose anything. Having a hard time. There we go. Okay. Do the same on the left side. Yeah. Okay. So now we have 2 bands on each one of these pins in the front here. There's 3 total. And I'm going to take 1 band, which I'm going to use white, and we're just going to stretch it over all of those and bring the bottoms up on all 3 of those. So there's 2 bands on the left, 2 bands on the right, and now in the middle, just grab those 2 bands and stretch it up and over that pin. I would just push it down a little so you don't lose any. And now we're going to grab the 2 bands on the outside, well, it's 1 band, and bring it into the center. And then push down And do the same with the left side. Just grab it and bring it into the center. I like to pull on my bracelet, make everything fall into place. We now have 3 bands on this pin, which is what we're going to attach our C-clip to. So just slide your hook down in there, grab your C-clip, and make sure you get it around all 3. Then you can pop it off of the loom, like so. I like to stretch it out. Let me see if I can get some focus. I did mess up there, but we're going to act like we don't see that. So stretch it out. There's really nothing you need to do. I mean, the bracelet comes out looking really good on its own. Come around to the other side, and you'll have these 2 bands sticking out. I just put them together, and I put them on my finger, and that's what you attach your C-clip to. And it's super easy. I mean, you can pull this, the clear and white, whatever you use for your border, out a little bit if you want it to stick out a little more. But honestly, I think it comes out looking really good on its own. So I hope you guys like it as well. Please hit the like button if it did help you out. And then if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button below as well. I'd greatly appreciate it. So yeah, tag me at Loves to Loom on Instagram, and I'd love to see your creations. So if you want to see the back a little more, you can do this and just stretch it out. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I will see you all at my next tutorial. Bye!